Hello everybody and welcome to my channel Baggy Cat Photography. Today we're going to be looking at how to create this image here. In particular we're going to be looking at how to create this magic book. So this is the before image and this is the after image. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is adjust the brightness. I'm just adjusting the overall brightness of the image to get the background a little bit brighter, and then I'm going to go in and work on the face. So I'm going to merge down my initial brightness layer and create a new adjustment layer with brightness. I'm going to extend that all the way and then click Ctrl I to invert it. It's really important to make sure that the colour selected is white and then click the brush tool. Turn the opacity down, make sure your brush is nice and soft, and then go in and draw back in your brightness. I'm focusing here on making the face brighter so it's more visible. I'm now adjusting the opacity layer so that I can make it exactly how I want it and take it back down just a little bit. So now I want to look at the face in more detail, in particularly the colour of the lips. I don't like the purple colour and I don't think it works with the outfit, so I'm creating a new adjustment layer, changing the colour to a nice dark browny orange colour, taking my brush on a slightly higher opacity and just painting the lips in. You can be fairly rough because it's not going to end up looking how it looks right now. The next thing I'm going to do is change how the layer dissolves into an overlay. This keeps the colour of the lips the same colour I just painted. It makes it slightly more vibrant. It also brings in any shines that were on the lips before as possible. I've just merged that down. And now I'm going to do the brightness so that I can adjust the teeth. Now the teeth aren't too bad in this image, but I just always like to make them a little bit whiter. So again, Ctrl I, make sure your brush is white and then paint it in. Obviously this is way too bright, so I'm just going to change the opacity to get it exactly where I want it. Just merge that down to keep everything nice and easy, and that's the before and after, just to show you what we've done so far. Now I want to look at the book and creating this magical effect. The first thing I want to do is duplicate the layer so that I can go back on everything. I then want to use the pen tool and just draw a rough outline of the book. I don't have to be too specific at all, but I want to just make sure I set a limit as to where I want my effects to go. Now today I'm being quite rough just to show you the general idea of what to do. If I was doing this properly, I'd take a lot more time on it. So you just join up the layer, making sure to leave a nice selection, and then create your selection. The next thing you do is create a new layer. It's very important you do this so that you don't make any adjustments onto the original image. Select the gradient tool Pick the colour that's right for you. This is usually an orange or yellowy colour, possibly white depending on what look you're going for. For me it's more of a yellowy colour, make sure it's nice and bright. And I just want to draw that on with the gradient tool. As you can see where the selection was, it doesn't go past that at all. Obviously there's the bits at the side that are quite harsh, but I'll go back and adjust them later. I want to change this to soft light, just to get a nice glow. You can try lots of different ways to blend it down, but personally I think soft light works the best for this instance. Now I'm creating a new layer and doing the same thing, but this time I'm not going to blend it down. It's most important to just play around and try and keep those hard edges to a minimum by using the eraser tool. Now I've used a brush for the next bit that I found on Brush Easy. I'll try and find the link to leave it down below. But it's basically just a sparkler brush to try and create some magic in the image. Now again, I'm going to do this quite rough, and usually it would take a lot more time. I've gone back in with the eraser tool to just clean up some of the edges and make sure that the effect looks a little bit more natural. Now even now this could do with going back into a little bit, but I haven't, just to keep this video a little bit shorter. Now I'm using the eraser tool to get rid of some of the harsh lines at the side from where the selection was. Now that's the book pretty much done. What I'm going to do now is group all of these together so that I can go back to them if I want to. I'm not going to for this video. Now I'm creating a new layer so I can create some light coming off the book. Because obviously if the book was creating that much light, it would be showing on her face and chin and chest as well. So I'm just going to pick a nice bright yellow colour, maybe slightly orange. And on a new layer, just paint on some colour. So just paint it on. You don't have to be precise, you can always go back and change it later. That's the joy of working non-destructively on a new layer. Now just change this to an overlay so you've got the glow. So just make sure you've got it where you want it to be, and then change the opacity until it looks right. Again, you can go back in with different colours or keep them all the same. Maybe just lighten up the book a little bit. The important thing is doing what looks right to you and getting some sort of glow in there that's coming from the book. Now I've just merged the image so that I can colour correct it using the Camera Raw filter. Now really, when it comes into this, it's completely your choice. There's loads of different ways it could go. Personally, I'm going to make it into a sepia style image, not quite sepia, but definitely more orange yellow toned, because I think that fits with the outfit a bit more. But equally, you could make the image bright and green and a lot more summery, rather than fally, which is what I'm kind of going for. It's just about playing around. Play around with those highlights to make sure you don't lose the face, but you get some of the shadows back in. It's all about what's right for you. So here I'm going to use the HSL adjustments and just play with the swiper first to see which colours I'm affecting, and then choose the colour I want it to go to. And Now I'm just going to click OK and go back onto the original. And you can see the corrections have been made and the image definitely looks more together now. Now if we compare it to the original, you can see all the differences that we've made. Now again, this was just a rough tutorial just to show you the basics on how to create this type of image. But thank you so much for watching, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more content from me in the future, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye.